Okay, I did start streaming. Let me actually pull something up to look at chat on. Why can't I pull it up? Oh yeah. Now that I have a way to chat, we're all good. Yippee!
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Fuck.
Just don't.
Yes.
We need to hurry. Yeah. All right, let's open these up. The first one, Ace request.
Yes, I do.
No, next is. Yeah. Clover. No.
But
Just kidding. Sound like
I am so.
man. Nobody wants.
Ah!
Oh, June.
June.
Yes.
Aces.
So Ryan said we should go through door 6, so we went through door 6.
Okay, I want
Oh,
my choice.
Fuck! I selected the wrong thing.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
We are back. Hello, Morphornia. We're speed running because I fucked everything up.
I want to go through.
Fuck.
That's none of these.
Clover. What is an eye check? That's not a digital.
We've got June, but our digital.
What?
Clover, Ace.
What about?
And
Wasn't.
You mean?
Yes.
Huh. I understand. I'll go through door 6 then.
7.
If we do this
Go
scene,
through door.
7.
I don't have a problem with it.
7 Lotus. And
All right,
Clover go through door.
See you later.
Not there.
Wait, Clover.
You guys know what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to
should-
door 6. They're going to door 1. It's so nice to have you, Morph.
This is.
There should be.
All right. Here it is. Yeah, and let's get. Hey!
Ooh,
I'm not. We should. You got that. All right.
This.
But it's. Whoa. This has.
this.
What's
We're in
that?
the engine room.
I see. Yeah.
You're right.
June has another flare-up with her ailment.
Whoa.
Let's check.
This looks.
The steam.
Yes. You see, coal is the same.
I see.
It doesn't.
All right. Hey. Hey.
Jumpy.
You. Is your feet.
Yes, I just.
Okay. Ace?
Yes.
Right. All right. Hang it.
I believe the box.
Yeah. June.
She doesn't.
Well,
What could be?
nah.
Cookie clicker screens. Yeah,
So you're-
clicker,
Yeah,
clicker,
we're just.
clicker,
Hold on.
clicker.
We're just. Again. You mean? Is that what? Dunno. But.
Let me out, 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 let me out. Arrgh. Garf. Long time no see indeed. Major deja vu. I am smashing the spacebar button. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. I gotta make up all the progress because the game crashed. I didn't get a chance to save it. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Santa.
What? Even if it's shut.
Well, she'll all.
Nah.
So,
All right.
Oh,
Are you okay?
yes.
We check on June. June's feeling better.
Good.
She couldn't help
Are you
because she was feeling so bad.
Oh, oops.
We did some sexism
let's go.
earlier
Go
when we
where?
loaded
Oh,
the
we
colon.
got the
'Cause
exit
June came
open,
over and was like,
so-
let me help. And June was like, no, we'll take care of it because we're manly men.
Great.
And this next part I'm not going to skip through because it's more like backstory.
Oh, it's
Santa?
And I figured those of you who weren't here should want to know. It's Santa! We're learning more about Santa! Santa was sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand and staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up. His voice
It's a
quiet.
photo. It's my sister.
Santa had a sister.
sister?
Santa simply
Yeah.
nodded.
Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at
Oh,
her.
sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture.
I
and
was her
spoke.
Santa Claus.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head and didn't know either.
Have you ever heard the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago, there were two Santas.
That sucks, teacup.
One of them wore white, and the other one wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids, and the black Santa played tricks on bad kids. They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why, these days, his clothes are red. You could say that red is all that's left of the black Santa.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. Junpei was staring at Santa, sadness playing on her face. He continued.
I wonder which Santa I am.
I already pointed it out earlier, but yeah, he's got like 6 different pieces of clothing that are like
The white Santa
black, so...
or the black Santa?
Aw.
All right, let's go.
Damn it, I should have just let the music keep playing. It's such a good song. Santa stood up, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back upstairs, taking them 2 at a time.
Huh?
There's nothing they could
Hey,
get to say.
what are you two doing? Let's get...
Let's go.
Yeah,
Now back to the skipping through dialogue.
sorry. Let's go.
Whoa, we're in a warehouse.
No, I believe this is the cargo room.
There wouldn't.
Well, let's get...
Okay. Yeah. Back. Man, Ace sure is suspicious, huh? Man, look. Ace is in a box instead of a pack. Oh man, you have to figure out the locks with the keys by using the pictures of the people on their faces and figuring out who's which number. Shouldn't be all that hard,
Now we
but
finally-
man,
we
Ace
just-
sure is suspicious.
You know.
So for instance, the card with...
Oh,
Huh?
I'll leave the rest to you.
Hey! What's wrong? Oh well, time to... Ace's card is in box. I just need... And... Yeah! What the... Not... I guess...
Alright, we're gonna be doing a bunch of digital roots. I'm gonna explain how you simply do digital roots. They don't really explain it here, but I gave an explanation earlier. When you're trying to fish for specific digital roots, you just take the number that you want to make, and then you add 9 to that number. So... I wanted 6, so I added 5 and 4, that's 9. I wanted 3, I added 7 and 2, that's 9. Brings us both of those numbers. Now we need to get 15. Five, 15. Ugh. No. That's because 9 needs to be in the middle piece. They're all killers except you. You're all killers, including... Yeah, that's all funny. It's possible. It's possible. You never know. 8 and 5 is 13. 2. 6 and 5 is 11, so that means 4 needs to go there. Fuck, 4 and 9 also need to be lined up. Is 8. Fuck. This won't work. But I feel like 5 is the right number because I need to make 10 on all sides, right? Ugh, okay. 6 and 8 means 1. Right. God, I did this earlier too. No, it can't be that. It has to be this. Yippee! Okay. Right. Oh my god, there's a gun.
What?
Okay.
A small.
I am pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks.
I want.
This.
You.
Of course. It's a power. Something.
Yeah.
Maybe zero. In other words.
In that.
Mean.
Okay.
Of course.
A long hallway.
Let's check it out.
Damn, we did
We've
all
seen
of
this
that
elevator before.
in less than 30 minutes.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And now we're back here.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started.
Junpei approached the elevator.
We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button?
Yeah. It works.
I think so.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
I agree. Let's go. Looks like it ends here.
Only one door.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
All right, let's open it.
Alright, we're back. We're back. Should I save? I guess I should save.
The 9 door.
Like the numbers on every other door, this one too was in rough shape, made of red paint. Its door was set into the back wall of the room. Junpei leapt toward it with a sudden burst of hopeful energy. It was a large double door and full of solemn importance. He grabbed the door handle and shook.
Of course it wouldn't be that easy.
The red sat on the wall next to the door, displayed on it.
Vacant. Huh. We finally found it.
Junpei felt himself overwhelmed by a torrent of emotion. At last, they had found the exit, but cold gripped his heart, and he knew all too well why. As he stood, frozen, unsure of what to think or feel,
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
he spun around and couldn't believe what he saw.
What? A 9 door. There's another one. Why?
Junpei's voice was barely audible, even to himself. He stumbled toward the second door as if somehow compelled. It was a small, single door. It sat in the starboard corner of the room on the same wall as the door they'd entered from, but in the opposite.
It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one?
Junpei shook the door handle pointlessly and muttered to himself.
Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Santa who answered.
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1278 and 34569 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2349 and 15678. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other.
They'd understand and be appalled, overwhelmed with guilt at what they'd
This
done.
game was designed for that purpose. This Nonary game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
The thought of it sent a chill down his spine.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Huh? Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4. Wait. Don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
It took him no time at all to determine the answer. There was only one combination of 3 people that would give a digital root of 9. That would mean...
No, we gotta go back.
That wasn't a possibility he was willing to consider. Santa and Ace agreed.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Red rum, red rum. Junpei let out a breath of air he hadn't realized he'd been holding.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
June's body betrayed her true feelings. Her eyes were wet with the beginning of tears, and her legs shook.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Santa had said what Junpei had known the moment he realized which 3 people could go through
Besides,
the door.
I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Bro wants to go to Atlanta?
Huh? Oh.
Perhaps it was the sudden reassurance that no one wanted to leave June behind, but Junpei laughed harder than he had in some time. Santa and Ace smiled.
You guys.
June blinked, tears from her eyes, and bit her lip. She didn't know what else to say.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
Even as Ace spoke, they knew fighting the others wouldn't improve the situation.
Even with all 7 of us.
Ace knew it. They all
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Ace looked at all 3 of them and then turned and headed through the door.
Okay.
Santa and June followed. Junpei started toward the door and then stopped.
Come to think of it, what is this room?
It didn't seem terribly important now, but what exactly
We were
was
so
it?
focused on the doors, we didn't even look around.
A red carpet ran between 2 columns of wooden benches that ran the length of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony, but what kind?
Facing the 9 door was the carpet leading to the bow of the ship, and at the end, was it an altar perhaps? There was a small rectangular alcove at the end of the carpet, and inside of the alcove was a raised platform. Resting on top of the platform was a coffin.
A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
But before Junpei had time to answer that question,
Hey, Junpei! The hell are you doing? Let's move!
Santa's voice echoed
Right,
from the
okay.
hall outside.
I'll be right there.
Junpei turned on his heel and left the quiet, somber room. What? Why was there banging? Man, there must be someone inside of the coffin. They took the elevator up to C-Deck. I wonder who could be inside of the coffin. Once there, they headed back toward the main hall, the central staircase. It didn't take them long.
It's...
Seven and Lotus.
They didn't look happy.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
What?
Junpei and his 3 companions looked at one another. He turned back to Seven.
What do you
and
mean, gone?
Santa, Ace, and June had their own
When?
question to ask.
Why?
You 2 went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Seven and Lotus responded as best they could.
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there,
There was a door on the other wall.
and it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by...
We ran after her, of course.
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that...
Clover's gone.
Junpei thought
When did
for a
this
moment.
happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had an edge of resolve.
Very
and
well
concern.
then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah.
There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out. Junpei and June ran into the central hospital room and looked around. Oh, sorry, I'm just like stretching.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
They searched a little longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover.
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
Dracula, that you? Vincent? Real. That'd be crazy. You open it and it's just Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs, and Junpei
All right.
spoke.
I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they were alone, although perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children, Connie. 9 years ago, it came naturally after all. They were children. But now that they were adults, it felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on why it felt somewhat forward to call her Akane, when they hadn't seen one another for so long, in short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that.
Jumpy.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
June, or perhaps more appropriately, Connie, blushed and smiled.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up the stairs, and then turned around and took off for the hallway. God, I know what ending we're in for, and it's gonna fucking 9 years. Yeah, isn't that strange that it's been 9 years since they saw each other? Man, everyone in this story is so strange. Santa's sitting here talking about 2 Santas, and like Ace is over there being sus, and Clover keeps disappearing. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place. June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turned to ice. Her body was limp, and her skin smooth and pale, as always. It was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe. His legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank. All his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She'd been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once? She would have died immediately. He took little comfort knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. One, you escape from this ship. Two, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps, more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when he heard a noise, a sound, like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck through him as strange as that noise came from the inside his own. Okay, let me. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed, but where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotion, not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade, the world grew blurry, and began to dissolve into an empty, white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon, it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness, he fell, into 0. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. Bad end. Bad end. bad end. Alright. Someone killed her to take the bracelet, and then they killed us to take our bracelet. We got the knife ending. Okay, guys. So. I can begin to dictate how we start doing things and pushing us towards the true ending. Or we can continue going for the bad endings. And there's only one more bad ending left. I'm gonna... Here. I'll start a poll. Actually, can I just do that on my phone? No, I can't do it on mobile. That's kind of stupid. You'd think I'd be able to do it on mobile from my phone. Okay, I'm gonna start a poll, and we're gonna redo the first puzzle, because I know some of you have missed it. Yeah, Vincent Valentine could have saved us. You never know. Okay. Alright, and I'm not gonna actually look at the poll until we're done with this first puzzle. A loud noise startled Junpei awake and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, with a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah! What the hell? A bed? That fell pretty far. That really hurt. Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it.
At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening. But as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake? But it's shaking too fast for that.
Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. And muttered to himself.
Where am I?
Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they'd begun, the tremors ceased.
It stopped?
A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking.
What's that sound?
In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were a little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed. Set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door.
That's...
The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written the number 5.
5? What's this 5 mean?
Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result.
It won't open.
It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Junpei knocked hard on the door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there?
Third option?
Open the door!
There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped.
What the hell is this?
He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display.
A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same.
True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove a watch, but...
What? How do I take this off?
The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face, perhaps.
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing.
Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Growing more desperate, he had begun to tug at it. However...
No good. This stupid thing won't come off.
A steel ring ran through the face and around Junpei's wrist, back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future.
What the hell is the deal with this thing?
Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head.
Pain bloomed, but he did his best to shake it off. He raised his head.
Huh.
It was at that moment that he noticed the window. The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
Junpei squinted, trying to see something, anything. It was at that moment.
Huh?
What the? Oh.
Whoa!
What the?
A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment... Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst and the water began to pour into
What
the
the
room.
hell? God.
Junpei yelled and spun around, his feet slipping on the water already coming through the window. He ran for the door.
Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
Voted for good ending. You want to change it to the third option? Can't change your vote, I'm sorry. I don't even know what the votes totaled out to be yet. There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor and rising quickly toward his knee.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, I need to find a way out, and fast.
Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. I'm not checking the vote until I finish this puzzle. Cutscene.
Should probably hold on to this key. Huh. Oh, what's up with my face? I look like a zombie. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and...
Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small, one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months.
Not like anyone will respond.
He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber.
Man, work was rough today.
Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however.
Huh? A breeze.
The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the cold
That's
wind.
weird. Did I leave that open?
Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
He closed the window. Then it happened.
What?
Junpei turned around and found himself face to face to a masked man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden. Suddenly, he couldn't finish. Junpei tried to yell, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. Junpei collapsed to the floor and crumpled a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind beginning to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh and distorted in some way that Junpei couldn't put a
You
finger
are
on.
going to participate in a game, the Nonary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The mask faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall all the way into the white mist.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him...
He ground his teeth in frustration and strained to remember anything about his attacker's
Well, I
figure.
guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak.
Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen.
What it might mean, that was beyond him.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
There's only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary, it is a game.
The Nonary game. Huh.
What the hell is a Nonary game?
I'm
God damn
low-key
it.
became a fan? Are you trying to say I low-key became a fan? I'm low-key becoming a fan? Well, which of those are you saying? I don't blame you for either. With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Okay. Okay, hold on. First, we check our items. We're gonna go 0, 2, 6, 3, 0, 2, 6, 3. The first one. Yeah, it's a really cool game. Here's the thing, once we get to the end, we get to start playing the next game. And I love the next game. Hold on, no, wait, it was 0, 6, 2, 3, right? Zero, 2, 6, 3. Yeah, okay. I got my numbers jumbled up. Oh. Down 6. No. Oh, I guess I should probably open that, huh? Ah, wrong button. Okay, back to this again. We're looking at 7, 4, 7, 4, 8, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5. These cards with numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright. Okay, so we need a digital root of 5. I think what we want is for digital root of 14, right? Right. So that was just 22.
Whoa!
Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow!
The water tossed
My
and turned
head.
him like a washing machine, and he only stopped rolling when he hit his head on the wall.
Wait. Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet.
Alright,
Damn.
now let's see what you guys picked. 50% bad ending, 50% good ending. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, well, Teacup said that you would have picked the third option if you could go back and change your vote. So I think that the people who voted for the bad ending were a little more committed to what they wanted. So we will circle around and get the last bad ending. Oh, I should end the poll. Unless anyone wants to cast any final votes. Now's the time to do it. But I don't think so. You guys know what's sad? I haven't seen Scarlet around in a minute. I don't know what happened to Scarlet. It's kind of unfortunate. Alright. I think I have the time for us to get the last bad ending. And then next week we can pick up with getting one of the good endings. And then let me pull out my calendar real quickly. So after next week we'll get our first good ending. And then I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. I'm gonna be like visiting Mouse, as you guys know. And we might do like a cooking stream or something like that while I'm out there. Because they had mentioned wanting to do that. But then we will come back. We will finish 999. And then we will start Virtue's Last Reward. Which I am... Aura's never actually tuned into any of the streams. Aura's always been a Discord liker. They're cool. We love Aura. Aura brings a great vibe. But they don't actually hang out in the Discord. And Scarlet only ever hung out in the streams, and like Scarlet hasn't appeared in any of the streams since. I think Aura's shown up to like 1 or 2 of Pixie's streams in the past, but that's about it as far as I know. I wouldn't know any further any recently because I don't keep up with that. But we got our crew. So, we're gonna go for the next bad ending.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
So, for context for anyone who needs it, I will bring up the flowchart again. We went through here. This is what room again? The operating room. We went through here with Clover and 7. We came out over here. And we're trying to figure things out because we found 3 rooms after everyone got the different keys and cards that we needed. We found 3 rooms and we need to figure out which rooms we're going in. So Junpei said, let's like write everything down on a piece of paper and cast votes.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Pieces of paper they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Everyone had written on the paper pulled from Junpei's notebook in an effort to pull together a blind vote.
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right?
Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Can't believe we're voting here.
Why had they decided to vote that way?
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry it up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea.
They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors, which is what Lotus likes to do.
Yeah, quiet in the peanut gallery.
And he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however. So he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper.
Let's open these up. The first one says, Ace requests door 1.
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
No, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Let's keep going.
He opened the second.
Next is Santa. He wants door 6.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Junpei continued with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th pieces of paper.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Wait a minute. There is no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man.
No, there'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that.
But...
Just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
I am not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes.
Barely.
So, last I checked, that's not a crime.
Maybe. But what about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
This scene is funny.
Oh, not good.
Let go! Let go of me! I'm killing him!
With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her.
Junpei, read the rest.
Right.
Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the 6th piece of paper. He opened it.
June wants door 6.
Yes, I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it.
All of the papers, save Junpei's, had been read. He did some quick calculations in his head.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1.
This was the door on A deck, near the central staircase.
7 and Lotus requested door 2.
This was the door on the bottom deck, could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship.
Santa and June requested door...
This was the door on E deck, and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase
Then
down.
the door I should choose is...
It took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke. Now, last time we picked door 6, and we didn't do anything with the paper. That was what we had written down.
Okay, the last one is mine. I want to go through... My choice is door 1.
Santa was unconvinced.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating?
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure, here.
Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it, Santa had been justified in his suspicion. Junpei had switched papers.
I had 3 pieces of paper ready,
For doors 1, 2, and 6.
and I put the one with door 6 on it into the pot.
He put a small mark on it so that he would know which one was
I
his.
just needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted. If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out.
Well, what does it say?
He fought the urge to smirk.
You got lucky.
Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated.
Very well. We've decided who will go through door 1. It will be Clover, Junpei, and myself. Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
June and I want door 6.
Lotus and I want door 2.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Aw.
Fine. 7, we'll go through door 6.
Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Right, June?
Well, I am...
June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not.
Pig. You just wait and see.
Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. Guys, obviously
How
Lotus is the
not?
killer. No, we can't do door 2. Because door 2 is just the boat ending. All that does is a different way to the boat ending.
This is why men are such a pain in the ass. They're about as subtle as a brick.
And they're at it again.
Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself.
I'll see you later, June.
Jumpy.
Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much.
Don't make that face. It'll be like what 7 said.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the Nonary game works.
It'll be fine. I'll see you soon.
All right. See.
Lingering, uneasy remained. But they went their separate ways without much trouble. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed toward A
Here's
deck.
A deck. It was the door on the left, right?
That should be it, yes.
Then here we go.
It opened, and they walked through.
It's just as Santa and Lotus said.
At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red one upon
A
it.
numbered door.
To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red.
There's the red. I'll go first.
Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner.
Now the two of you, if you would.
Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned toward the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the
Now.
lever. He took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready? Shall I pull it?
Yeah, anytime.
Clover said nothing. She nodded little more than a lethargic twitch at the head.
Very well then. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
And it's open! Move it!
They stumbled into the room.
Where is it?
Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died.
There it is! Over there!
Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting for it.
It stopped.
Yes, it did.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
I agree.
Now then.
Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly.
There's another door. Let's try opening it.
He took hold of the knob and easily, gently pulled it open.
So, this is the wheelhouse?
He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare.
Ace,
then
you
spoke.
investigate the wheelhouse next door.
Very well.
Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something.
Okay, I will.
All right then, let's get started.
There's a lot of fun visual novels to play. Honestly, if you want, you should, like, start Virtue's Last Reward. Like, playing these games for yourselves is such a treat. But I could play them dozens of times over. I don't mind. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's on this blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. A world map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There are a number of red pins on several locations. What do these red pins mean? Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. 7 locations connect by straight lines, and each one has a word next to it. It's probably speed. Nothing inside of them. Appears to be broken. Might be more appropriate term. Okay, so now we're out here with Clover. Where's Clover in the other one? An engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship and send the signal to the others. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to... Hold on. There's no handle. Right, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. And it sure is helpful that Ace knows a lot about ships. It was rather cruel. Steering wheel. This one moves. Okay, hold on. I have to go to my files now. Nautical table, full, half, slow, full, half, dead stop, south, west, southwest, northwest. Okay, so that's south, west, southwest, northwest. East, north, and straight. Okay, I'll just put in all the directions. Okay, but these also have to be done, don't they? South and west. Oh. It was south, then west, then southwest. My bad. Hold on. I think it's like full, half, dead, slow, then stop, right? Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Okay. Full, slow, full, go slow, stop. It's weird. I thought I put in red speed. Did I mess up? Whole bunch of words on all the display. Their names of ports across the world. Everything is showing us the route. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch.
Oh, pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket
Hey,
watch.
man. What are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
Well, not a problem, but...
Junpei looked desperately around the room, anywhere but Ace, trying to find a convincing reason to dismiss him. Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
I see. Of course.
He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover.
I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left.
Ow.
For no reason he could fathom, Junpei's head began to hurt.
What the hell?
A sharp pain in his head. How much time passed? He wasn't sure, but he did notice when Ace strode through the door. His smile was more of a smirk, and he had the air of a man who knew more than he
Yes.
thought.
There was something I wanted...
Yeah? What's that?
Pardon me.
With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's
Hey,
vest.
what the hell are you doing? Whoa, what are you putting your hand in my pocket for? Stop!
He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his
Just
pocket.
as I thought. You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
Ace smiled and gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach get tense. Looks like this is some sort of plot. Five. Ace sure is handy. He also figured out our trick.
Oh.
It's far too narrow to be called one.
They found themselves in a small space outside of the wheelhouse. On their left was a wooden door.
This seems to be the only route.
Yeah, let's go.
Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond.
Wow.
It was full of a manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment.
Well, these machines are weird. I've never seen any of them before. Huh? Wait, this one is...
One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize
Ah,
it.
yes. A telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago.
He turned and slowly took
This
in the
must
room.
be the communication office.
Across the room, the door they'd entered through was another
And
door.
that door?
A metal plaque was nailed to it. It read,
Captain's
Captain's
quarters."
That's what it says.
Then, do you think...
Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hand begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed
Well,
unaffected.
we won't know if we don't open it.
She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw was a man on the floor, covered in blood. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry and he felt very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist.
Not again.
This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept whatever it was he saw. Whatever happened to him was beyond the control. Whatever force controlled him was driven by the determination that he could not hope to match.
Damn.
A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him. It left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid.
No, wait. We didn't check his pulse yet. Maybe he's still alive.
Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. When he touched his hand to his
No
neck,
pulse.
his pupils had dilated, and he wasn't breathing.
Well, he's dead. Damn. If only we knew how it...
Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There was a deep red wound on his
These
chest.
wounds. I wonder what killed him.
Junpei did not have to wonder long.
It must have been this.
Lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by the axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around him. It was wearing the clothes of a ship's captain, although they were stained with
These
blood.
clothes. A captain. Does that mean this guy was Zero?
On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0.
Bracelet 0.
It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the entire room. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke.
Junpei.
It may be wise to find a way out of here first.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we got a chair. And there's blood on the chair. deal with this? Is it some kind of code? There are 4 rows of numbers and letters. They all start with 0 and end with 8, F, N, or V respectively. Maybe this has something to do with number bases. New material has been added to the file screen. This one shows the staircase of C deck. A bunch of weird buttons on here. Zero. Just static. That looks like words. You mean that's just static?
Huh.
Junpei snorted with a grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each, spelling out
Z-E-R-O, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cares about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Clover shook her head weakly.
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Yeah, right.
I know it's important to figure out who this guy is, but don't you think we should figure out how to get out of here first?
But...
Please, I don't want to waste any more time.
Clover looked miserable, as if she could start crying at any moment. Junpei just didn't have the heart to tell her no.
Sure thing.
Was his mind playing tricks on him, Junpei wondered. For a moment, he could have sworn he'd seen Clover smile. It's a chair. Honey the fuck? Not the fucking tea. Zero. That's English for zero. Yeah. Hi, Queen Dopamine. You changed back from Kill Pixie? Shows up in the middle top screen on the back there. Got a short life, Junpei. Mind your own business. It's a bed. You have a reason for stopping by? Just wanted to see what was up. The pins on the cylinder are shaped all weird. Someone put something else on top of it. Like we're gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on, don't you? Okay. I need something to take it apart. Control panel for the electronic lock. I guess I've got to put in a passcode. And I need a key. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I saw that you changed it recently. I've had your streams get recommended to me as well. You're almost at 2K. That's nice. It's nice to see you doing well. forgot about this whole other room. Got ink, screwdrivers. Don't really want to anymore. Happy to watch mine though. I don't know. I mean, you've been doing decent numbers. I haven't actually stopped by to watch any of them, but I saw you were playing Minecraft earlier. Paper. Okay, now we can start combining things. Take this apart. Gonna do this. Yup. And now we gotta go do Morse code. So what's that? That's fair. No, it's okay. You should shoot me a friend request on Discord. And we can talk about things later if you want, if you don't want to talk about too much right now. But I'm appreciating you stopping by. Don't be sorry. If I do this right, something will happen. I hope. It's just a little wild because you're here like towards the end of the game, but like we haven't actually got to the good ending stuff. So honestly, you'll be able to hop in because I plan to completely restart when we do the good ending stuff. Okay. Hold on. Ah, fuck. Fuck. I think it's nice that this is one of the few puzzles where they actually show you your answer while you're solving the puzzle. You don't have to try and like memorize. I messed it up again. You don't have to try and like memorize it before you start the puzzle, like with the blue keys. They're like, shut up, old man. We did it. We're gonna learn Morse code as if. Thank you, Ace. Oh wait. I think I unlocked a different drawer. This drawer. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up.
Looks like there's something on the cover. All ice. Alice. Does this mean?
Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in the file. Each page was covered with strange characters. They all looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols.
What the hell is this?
He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him.
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
It's Egyptian?
Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could?
What the hell?
Junpei flipped through more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages that were covered in strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them.
Whoa, the whole thing's like that.
Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He had to close the file. And something fell out.
Huh? What's this?
He went down and picked it up.
Oh, a key card.
There was a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols for the Saturn and Mercury key cards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male.
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card as well.
Something's written on the bottom. Bottom deck library. This must be the key to the library, then.
So it would seem.
Bottom deck library. Oh.
Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet.
Seven said something like...
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic.
Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck? And the Forest of Knowledge is the library? Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts.
Yeah. I just remembered something.
Is that so? What about?
Well, don't laugh, okay?
There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him.
The Egyptian priestess, an Ice 9.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster?
Quick rootless gem.
They
Yeah, I
called
didn't know
her
what that
All
was.
Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
And you think that he hid her in a small room, beyond the library on the bottom deck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly, absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS?
Cass?
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals.
It probably is, yeah.
Normally, if you freeze something fresh,
The story of this
water
series
within
touches
its cells
a lot of
expands
sci-fi.
as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What is it doing here? Okay,
What do you mean, other things?
when we start the good ending playthrough, I'm going to sit through all of the important cutscenes again, so you will be able to figure out everything in time. If I sit here and explain it, it's going to be a half-assed explanation by some nerd who just really likes this specific visual novel.
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a
We're-
fairly common idea in science fiction books and films.
Towards the end of this game, I want to say, because we're going for the last bad
People are
ending,
sometimes
and then the
frozen
good
for
ending kind of
especially
ties
lengthy
everything
journeys
up.
through
Both
space.
good endings, because we have to get both good endings. Just a little spoiler. It was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an
Are you saying
eyebrow.
that Alice was frozen using that cast thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist, and Cass were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature...
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable. But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1.
They do.
Who was it that
There's
opened
so
that
much
door?
to get into.
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
Junpei thought for a second.
Nobody.
After Santa and Lotus used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, 7, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, 7, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those 3 to open door 1. But what about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
Me? It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
All ice. Alice, is she really somewhere on the ship?
Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his
Maybe this
hand.
card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll come back to this later.
He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. Right, anyway. I actually don't remember what the numbers we need for this are, though. Okay. So that would be what? 26? Five. Okay. Hold on. Am I? Fellas. Yeah. Am I tripping? Do I need to write this out? Do I really need to write out the alphabet in order to comprehend this? Yeah, thanks for backseating, Pixie. Thanks for backseating. You're so mean. Gosh, you're so helpful. Thank you. You were wrong. Banned for unwanted advice. You were wrong. Oh, maybe because I was wrong. This is wild. Teach me how to play Nonary games. What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Potentially clickbaity streamer. Are we? Oh wait, no. We gotta add 10. We gotta add 10 because we're going off. We're at 9, I should say, because we're going on base 10, aren't we? Right, so haha. Okay, so we're going off of so an earlier puzzle in the cafeteria, or I should just say the kitchen, was going on a like number system where it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like so you would count all the way up to Z, and then you would go 11, 12, 13, 14. Anyway. I just added 9 to the numbers. I just went, okay, 26 add 9. 5 add 9. Add 9. I just added the numbers. I just knew to add 9 to the previous numbers because 9 was the... It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then A, B, C, so add 9. Because all of the numbers were... Because A is starting at 10... There's 9 numbers before it, so to get the right number for A, I would have to add 9 to 1 to make it 10. That makes sense? They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backward
All right,
L.
let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran and ran and ran. At the end of the hallway was a door.
That's the next door.
He made straight for
Wait,
it.
a piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt.
This is...
He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for A-Deck.
We're on a boat, by the way.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again, past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though.
Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace, but something stopped him.
Where's Clover?
He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
What the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off, back down the way he'd came. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarter. Her hand... to the captain's quarters. Her hand on the doorknob.
Clover!
Huh?
As Junpei watched, he closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Her hand... Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket as if trying to hide something.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in your pocket.
Oh, this? This is... I wonder.
What the hell?
Come on, we gotta hurry.
With that, Clover ran straight past a somewhat confused Junpei. As she did, he caught a glimpse of her back.
Huh? Clover, what's that on your back?
Sticking up from her collar was something that looked like a big wooden stick.
A stick? Hey, Clover! What the hell's that thing on your back?
She didn't respond. Instead, she quickly turned her corner and disappeared.
Is she ignoring me? For crying out loud.
No. Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of
Big
stairs.
stairs. Huh. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expect to see after reading the map. His "I see" after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand down on the he put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace. Santa, June, Seven, and
Really?
Lotus as well.
Let's join them.
They reached B-Deck at the same time.
Jumpy! Clover!
June's face was excited. Something had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply looking
What's
at
up?
her. Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain
We
herself.
found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The last door! We found door 9!
What?
Come on!
This game's
Just follow us.
soundtrack
We'll
is
explain on the way.
killer as fuck.
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
Jumpy! We finally made it!
Guys, aren't you so happy? We did it! We found the good ending!
It's finally time.
Everyone's alive and we found the number 9 doors. Nothing's gonna happen. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it. At least, not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it
We've reached
probably
the
was.
end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins as he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that Best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
So, I mean, guys, who do you think the killer is? Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
But we
Let's
haven't got a
go,
good
Jumpy.
ending yet. June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she
Yeah.
could. Junpei followed. They were quiet for a while until... They had just reached C deck when Clover spoke.
Hey, what about door 2?
Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. Seven
What
spoke.
about door 2?
Door 2 is the only one we didn't... We haven't gone through it, I mean.
Yes, that is true.
Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean?
So what? We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors.
What's the point? Huh? What's the point in going to door 9? We can't all go through it, right? And we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know? Or what? You think all 7 of us should go to door 9? And then we argue over who stays behind and who gets to go? Do we really want to do that again? Who knows? If we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. Huh. I don't know what might be in there. We may not find anything. But don't you think it'd be better to at least have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys?
Yeah, you do have a point.
The others nodded.
The last
in
time I
agreement.
checked the clock, it was 4:30. It's not like we've got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have time to take a look.
You're right.
Her brother died. Her brother was here with us, and he got, like, chest exploded and died. They all have bombs in their stomach that are linked to their wristband, and if the rules of the game are broken, or, like, other things happen, you die. You explode and you die. And her brother was one of those people who died. Yeah.
Let's go take a look at door 2.
They were back in front of the elevator. Nearby was the large
The
hospital
elevator
room.
can take us down to door 2.
Who shall go then?
Let's see.
Me. I'm going.
Then June, 7, and I need to go with her.
Hey, why do you get to...
I don't mind. We'd only waste time arguing over it.
Jumpy, I'm okay too.
See.
Can we just go now?
Fine.
All right, let's get going.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Be careful.
They climbed into the elevator, and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom of the deck. To the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke.
Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me?
Go with you? Well, I didn't think people still talked that way outside of the 1950s. Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you?
That wasn't what I meant to... I was hoping you would come with me.
Seriously, though, I was kidding. So, where was it you wanted to take me?
There's something I wanted to show you.
Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough?
Well, it's not like that. Once I've shown Lotus, I'll show you.
Really?
Of course.
Ace's smile was friendly.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Thanks, Junpei. Are you coming, Lotus?
Fine. Doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go and see whatever it is you think is so important.
Thank you. Well then.
Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed. They disappeared into the hallway on the left. Time seemed to drag as Junpei waited for the others to
They're so
return.
slow. And what's keeping Ace and Lotus?
Suddenly, the elevators opened. A single person stood
Clover!
there.
I guess you're the first one back.
It was only Clover inside. He didn't see the rest. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposefully stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her.
Where's everybody else?
Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei.
Where are Ace and Lotus?
Oh, Ace said he wanted to show Lotus something, so they went into that hallway.
Junpei explained what had happened.
Oh, then they went over there?
Her voice was small and timid.
Yeah, I think so.
He repeated his earlier
So
question.
where are June, Santa, and Seven? Why aren't they with you?
You really want to know?
There's something wrong with her smile.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Here, let me show you.
Clover pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet.
Huh?
He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings.
Bracelets. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit.
Junpei collapsed.
No. No way. No way. This has got to be some kind of joke. This can't be real.
Junpei's body felt like rubber. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest. His hand shook uncontrollably. Sweat poured down his face. The 3 bracelets sat on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces.
3, 7,
And
6.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. More hardly, which is 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confine of the ship, or detects that the mirror's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
But why?
Junpei's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold.
Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. You need at least 3 people to open a door. Who were the 2 that opened that door with him? It could only have been Santa and Seven. That's why I killed them.
But why? Why did you kill June?
Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too.
No.
Yeah, the he died just like how he thought he would. He was the Black Santa. He got killed. That makes Clover the White Santa. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself from what had to be a dream. It couldn't be real. It just couldn't.
Hey, Junpei.
He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. Her smile was wrong. Horribly wrong. Her face looked like a mask made from a stretched human skin. The smile that parted from her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human.
Let's go.
Her hand reached out toward him.
Let's get out of here. Let's leave this ship.
What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door,
Yes, I know. You need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this...
Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was another bracelet. Junpei could see the number on the face. 0.
The 0 bracelet. You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is...
6-3, wild.
See? You get it now? If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open door 9 with just the 2 of us.
4 plus 5 plus 0 is 9.
See? So let's go. Come on. Hurry up.
She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon, But there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a benevolent goddess filled with love. Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep, so deep. Junpei could feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something else. Something oddly about her. Oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack. His heart began to melt. The hand she was offering to him. It looked so soft, so inviting.
Clover.
Junpei reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers. Me showing up in the fucking engine room earlier. With the pink hair. Junpei writhed in agony. He shuddered and twitched, his body spasming as he went into shock. He screamed until his throat was torn and bloody, and then screamed more. His cries echoed across the room. Eventually his movement slowed, then faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He no longer felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants of his mind began to fade. Even his vision faded to nothingness. He saw Clover.
Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, okay?
This song goes so hard for a final track. Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's conscious mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. Bad end. I kind of see that. Okay, so technically there is one more bad ending. So, with the time that we have, yeah, this game has a few different interesting bad endings. You can check all of them out, because I've been streaming all of the playthroughs so far. This is all of the endings we've gotten. This one we literally just got earlier. So, for those who remember, when we were in the operating room, Clover freaked the fuck out. And then we kind of just walked away and did nothing. Right. You have to do the chemistry. And I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. Right, it's like 3? Is it 2? So 3, 4, 9. Gray. No? Yes? Okay.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's. Hey, 7.
Oh, well,
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
Ethylene diamine tartrate?
Yeah, that's right.
You really had no
TDT.
idea? You didn't think it was clover? That's fair.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine, I think.
Why would they have something like that?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. It looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
You remember some?
Yeah. Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like... man, how do you say it?
Like the molecules were communicating with one another, transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive.
Watching Breaking
This
Bad.
phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
Yeah, that's... but... how did you know?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer?
What?
Yeah, June told me.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold on. I feel like I can remember something. It's...
Do you? Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice... That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Come on. The woman who won't melt at...
Huh?
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivor. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were...
Oh, whoops. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things that Drown had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank.
One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood. No nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made. Inside, they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw, and that was...
The girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually, but weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed, and another. It was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All-Eyed Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, you might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was...
Yeah, I did.
Now why the hell would you say...
Because I know.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Alright, tell me. What happened to Alice?
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic's sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic, but nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However... Well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine. So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Hey! What are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here!
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget.
Alice. Huh.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian? Did the water in her body become...
No, there's no way.
So Pixie, you still here? I saw you played Metroid Prime 4. I still haven't gotten around to playing that. How did that go? Oh wait, did I get the... No, I didn't. Okay. And the subtitles. The game 7 out of 10. Did you finish the game? Chapter? It's broken up into chapters? Tell me it's not chapters. We had to trans the dolls. For lack of better term, I see. Oh wait, I'm just stupid. I gotta actually collect the key.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh? Oh, god damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go.
Sure thing.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John? Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't. If he's dead, I'm going to be.
What's wrong with you? Oh yeah, it's in my pocket somewhere. A 4-leaf clover. Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm. Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead. He's alive, somewhere. I'm sure of it. You've just...
Thank you. Thank you.
Now come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment? Oh, I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Okay, so for your Metroid journey, you finished Super Metroid. Did you start Fusion or did you play Zero Mission?
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about?
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
You finished Fusion. Yeah, what did you think of it? Fusion is one of my favorite Metroid
Wait.
games.
On this ship?
Yeah, this ship. It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see?
Like, think about this. This is John, right? But is he really John?
Huh?
Isn't this like Locke's socks? Or the ship of Theseus? You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No.
Really? Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
Well, I guess I'd patch it up, get some cloth, and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch.
What if another hole opened after that?
Another patch, I guess?
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
Well, that's tough. So, that's the locked socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else?
Yeah.
Then which ship
think
is
they're
the
the
real
ship
ship
of
of Theseus? The one you
That's more
repaired,
common.
or the one you built with all the original parts? Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now?
John's head and heart are both his, but apart from those and a single arm,
We're just like these mannequins. Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die, and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long? How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around. Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
No, it wasn't. We were just
Just
playing with the mannequins.
huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick.
I love Seven. Seven's fucking great.
Alright, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, alright?
Fine then. Alright.
Hey man, what's up with you? You're so serious. Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
Not really.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
You found him. Good job.
There too, huh? Every door in this place is locked up tight.
How about that one?
May as well give it a try.
We found a
Jumpy!
way out of the room. We escaped.
Huh? June and Santa and Lotus too.
Whoa! What the hell is this?
What are you doing here?
What? But we didn't.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this? Look on the wall here.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7 and door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the Nonary game works.
I see. Wait a sec. Hey, could this lead to...
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
We may as well go.
yeah.
Oh, almost forgot. We should...
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
I knew it.
No, you're good.
We're back. In the hospital room.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying.
We've shifted the timeline now that we gave her
The
the
six
notebook.
of you
Not the
split into
notebook,
two
the-
teams and went through doors 7 and
Bookmark.
8. You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory. and then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked door. At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough. Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room.
Bye, Teacup. Hong Kong.
Right, Junpei?
Yeah.
Oh, the solar system keys. Actually, we found one in the laboratory, too. Here, the Earth key. I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 keys that we haven't used yet.
Yeah. The Jupiter key that we found in the operating room. The Saturn key card we found in the kitchen. And the Earth key Lotus just gave me.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right?
Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs...
Wait! What about door 3?
Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. Just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
There is a point. At least there is for me.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Snake might be on the other...
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
Huh? Damn. Well, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
All right, let's get moving. Okay, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Ah, the truth comes out.
Okay, we're off.
Never knew that Santa Claus had such an elaborate backstory. How far behind are you? You have to be caught up, but... yeah, there's a lot of things that this game delves into.
Alright, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving.
Where are we going?
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake.
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
Alright, Junpei. Open it if you please.
Yeah, on it.
Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea?
What do you mean?
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here.
Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky.
Yeah, this is Santa.
This.
The Saturn key card. And the Earth key?
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it. And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think. So the 2 keys that Jumpy has?
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck.
Yes, that's right.
All right, I got it. What do you say we split into 2 teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you 2 can search Saturn, all right?
Sounds good. Then you guys should take this key. We have no idea what's on the other side of these, so don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
There's a card reader next to the left elevator.
Then let's try out the Saturn key card. Great! It looks like it's working now.
All right, now how do I call the elevator? Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it.
I guess there's no up button. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
It opened! Look,
Sweet! It opened! Let's get going.
Wait!
What?
I'm not really, I just, oh gosh.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D-deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary. Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise, like it was moving, and then it opened.
I think I know what you're talking about, like the stop motion animated ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, take a look inside. It's not
I
wet at
remember
all,
those
is it?
movies.
The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Oh, you're right. They are.
Well, let's test it.
Tested.
Yeah, watch this. Now, I'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the buttons. Oh, there's only two, E and C. All right, I'll push E.
I think I can hear it opening on E-deck.
I
Okay,
have no clue.
that's done. Now I'll just press the button again.
It's fiction. They can make things up.
Yep, not a single drop of water to be seen. See?
What does that mean? How can E-deck be safe if the D-deck is full of water?
I don't know.
Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E-deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
I see. So is that why the ship hasn't sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it all from filling with water?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, all right?
But
Come on, just do it, all right?
I'm coming with you.
Huh? Hey, wait! Oh, crap. It closed.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Ah, jeez. It looks normal. Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right, Aunt?
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks?
We'd probably die.
Oh no. Don't be so casual about something like that.
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here. Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then. Iron bars.
Right.
Then maybe.
Well, it looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Something's written on the door at the end.
Let's check.
I knew it!
This is a numbered door. But we can't do anything with only the two of us.
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Wait, what's this? Is this the map for E-deck? I should take it with me. Huh, so you guys found door 1. So now we've located 2 new doors. The 6 door and the 1 door.
You know, it is interesting that E-deck wasn't flooded.
Well, we don't really know if all of E-deck is safe. We only checked the area around the elevator.
Even so, it's still very interesting.
You said the 6th door was there, right?
Yes.
Then that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking. That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's interior.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost.
It would have been a ton, that's for sure.
Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization with access to a whole lot of cash.
Yes, it does make sense.
Yeah?
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here.
Yeah, you're right. Ace and his team might be back already.
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1.
Huh? You guys leaving me behind?
Just kidding. All right, let's go.
Hey! Where the hell did you guys go?
7?
Um,
What's wrong? What happened?
What the hell kind of question is that? Snake was... Snake...
Snake is dead. He died, just as the 9th man did.
Oh my god. That's not true, is it?
We should make sure.
Yeah, right.
Wait! Not that way.
What? Why not?
I stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the way. It's not locked, so you can go in that way.
Where is,
The shower room. The left side of the hallway. I put a broom in there too to keep the door open.
That means we can get in without going through the numbered door, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then let's go. This wasn't open when we passed here before. Well, let's keep going.
Oh, it smells horrible.
Oh, yeah. This is pretty awful. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
He put his hands over his mouth and struggled to keep what little was in his stomach where it belonged.
Where is he?
They didn't have to wonder where the body was.
There.
There was blood everywhere, a few arms of the splatter reaching toward them as they walked in through the door. All one had to do was follow the many radial arms to the source. The body itself was hidden behind a divider.
June, you should stay here.
But...
Please, just do me a favor, okay?
He didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder as if to shove her to the ground like a tent pole, turned and walked toward the end of the divider.
I'm going in.
Felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. Santa and Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually, they reached the divider. They looked at one another and nodded slowly. Junpei put his hand on the divider and peered around the corner. For a moment, he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton, and time froze. He knew in that instant that he would take the image before him to the grave. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh, torn from the body, sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. I'm gonna turn on my light. Hi, Gravy. You wanna say hi to everyone? I have gravy now. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall. Even as they tried to to it. Fuck.
Just like he said.
You wanna go? Like, yeah. Santa's voice was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding down some vomit of his own.
Just like the 9th man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Oh, the face. It's horrible.
Yeah, can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating had almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
No mistake about it. It's Snake.
Lotus's voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard it catch in her throat. Hi, Mouse. I'm happy you're here. I hope your lunch break is going well. I hope work's been treating you well. Hope you're having not too hard of a time eating lunch as I'm describing that. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank, and she stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the Ninth Man was.
Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven: Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each of them in turn and continued.
It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it. And waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. But he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door, and then 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Junpei crossed his arms and
Well,
grunted.
just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
June seemed shocked.
How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory.
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
Good question.
Junpei hadn't really considered
If Zero
that.
killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us.
Of course he was. That was obvious.
But I don't...
Zero was somewhere on the ship, but Junpei had no idea where. Junpei mumbled to himself, lost in thought.
Where could Zero be hiding?
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting moaning noise. And moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone.
I think Zero is one of us.
Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who?
Well, that's possible.
Huh?
Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us.
What are you saying, Jumpy? Didn't you hear what Ace said?
Exactly. I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason.
No reason. I've got a great reason.
And what's that?
The bracelets.
He held out his left
Why are the
arm.
bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to. It would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set off by the detonator in the bracelet?
You got a point.
I'm not done. Try applying the same ideas to the Nonary game. All of the puzzles here run all by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward. Why's that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that?
Junpei let the question hang in the air and looked at the others. It was Santa who answered.
So let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us. If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us or control anything remotely.
We still 19? Yeah.
That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Junpei
Seven,
nodded.
when we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right then. I've got a question for you, Ace. You said something like Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right?
Yes, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation.
So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake is Zero. Hence, Zero is one of us. Seven and Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least they do if Zero is one of us.
Yeah, but this is a lot older than that. This was on the original DS. On the original DS, these were two set, like, this was the top screen, this was the bottom screen. No one spoke. Their faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed him or not. Finally, Lotus spoke up.
What were his motives?
His motives?
I know.
Yes, isn't that
I'm
pretty
just mentioning
important?
that because it's, cool.
Why would Zero want to hide as one of us?
Oh, well, that's because,
Junpei choked. Do you want to guess when this game was released? I'll fact check myself, even because like I'm like 98% certain, but I gotta be like 100% certain, you know. Dang, was it not? No, it was in December of 2009, but it was released in 2009. Yeah.
I don't know.
What
Oh,
is
so much for
sign?
making a persuasive argument, Junpei.
In other words, you only had circumstantial evidence.
I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know?
Junpei was painfully aware of their eyes on him and their disapproval. He tried to find something else, anything else to look at. Then, in that horrible silence, they heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Then we need to move now. Seven, Clover, Junpei, I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
You're right, but
Junpei couldn't bring himself to respond. He swallowed the words he wanted to say inside. Seven and Clover remained similarly silent. Their eyes are looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
our next destination is Mercury.
But maybe you and June should check it out first and then report back to us.
All right, let's go, June.
Right. Here it is.
It sat, bolted to the wall, near the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen between the 2 elevators.
The Mercury card reader.
We're using the card 7 gave us, right?
Yeah,
I found it when we were checking out the shower room.
I think 7 said something like that. Anyway, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I guess the elevator
the
works
angry
now.
lotus symbol.
Jumpy, I know it's only the 2 of us, but let's do our best.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Well, I'm happy we were put together.
You know it's just for searching E-Deck, right?
Even so, I'm glad I'm with you.
Oh, first we need to find out if the elevator comes up full of water.
Just like we did before.
What do you mean,
Oh,
clumsy?
here it is.
Clumsy,
I
you
knew it.
simp over
It's not
every
red at
woman
all.
that shows up
Let's
on
go.
screen.
Yes.
Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and June stepped into the elevator.
Look!
Hi, Gravy. Are you back? Are you back? Here. Here. Gravy. Oh. What's up? What do you want? No, you don't want to get on my lap? Okay.
Nearly all of the buttons are destroyed.
Yeah, only the seat and bottom button can be pushed.
We're on C deck right now, so the only one
got
we
a
can
bunker
choose
behind us.
is bottom.
I don't know if you guys can really see that.
Yeah. Well,
Probably barely. The door closed. Slowly they began to move downward.
oh, so this is the bottom deck.
They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular
Hey,
dead end.
over there.
This is a numbered door.
This is the 8th one we found. There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. They were doors 4 and 5. 3 more in the large hospital room, doors 3, 7, and 8.
And the door we found on E deck, and the door Lotus and Santa found on A deck. It was a 6 on the door on E deck, and a 1 on the door on A deck.
Now door 2, 4, 5, 3, 7, 8, 6, 1. And now door 2 stood for
That means-
Junpei.
Do you think the next door we find?
Yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9.
Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. There was something about that excitement that frightened him as well.
Finally!
Yeah,
You don't look very happy about it, though.
it's not that. I just hope nothing goes wrong.
You're right. We should keep our fingers crossed.
Let's head back.
Okay.
He did his best to put it from his mind and headed back to C deck with June.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Pieces of paper they'd folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Everyone had written on a paper pulled from Junpei's notebook in an effort to pull together
Just
some
double checking,
content.
but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right?
Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Can't believe we're voting here.
Why had they decided to vote that way?
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry it up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea.
They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain
Yeah,
doors.
quiet in the peanut gallery.
And he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however. So he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the
All right,
piece of paper.
let's open these up. The first one says, Ace requests door 1.
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
No, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Let's keep going.
He opened the second one. Bro looked like so excited. He was like, "Do you want me to explain why?" No.
Next is
Shut
Santa.
up.
He wants door 6.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Junpei continued with the third, fourth, and fifth pieces of paper.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Wait a minute. There is no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man.
No, there'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that.
But
Just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
I am not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes.
Barely.
So, last I checked, that's not a crime.
Maybe. But what about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Oh, not good.
They're so funny. I love them. Melissa's hair flared out like the mane of an angry
Let go
lion.
of me! I'm killing him!
She roared with a voice that shook the walls. With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her.
Junpei, read the rest.
Right.
Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the sixth piece of paper. He
June
opened
wants
it.
door 6.
Yes, I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it.
All the papers, save Junpei's, had been read. He did some quick calculations in his head.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace.
We went through this earlier, so now
Si-
I'm gonna spam my button until we get to our
Okay, I
choice.
want to go.
Or
My
one.
choice.
Hey, we're cheating?
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure.
Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it, Santa had been justified in his suspicion. Junpei had switched papers.
I had 3 pieces of paper ready,
For doors 1, 2, and 6.
and I put the one with door 6 on it into the pot.
He put a small mark on it so that he would know which one was his.
I just needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted. If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out.
Well, what does it say?
He fought the urge to smirk.
You got lucky.
Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated.
Very well. We've decided who will go through door 1. It will be Clover, Junpei, and my... Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
June and I want door 6.
Lotus and I want door 2.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Oh,
Fine. 7, we'll go through door 6.
Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Right, June?
well,
Pig.
Alright, we went through this earlier. And I'm gonna save when we
Fine.
get to the puzzle. When we get to the
Swipe.
room. And we can
Where's
start
that?
next stream
And they're at?
trading those puzzles. We can get the last ending, and then we will get the final playthrough.
I'll see you later, June.
jump.
Don't make that face. It'll be like what 7 said.
This time we
We aren't
hold
going to be
time.
like otherwise. That's how the...
It'll be fine.
All right.
Here's A deck. It was the door on the.
That should...
Then here we go. It's just. A numbered door.
There's the red. I'll go first.
Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner
Now the
panel first. Ugh.
Now. Are you ready?
Yeah, and
Very well. 3, 2, 1.
it's open. Where? There it is. It stopped.
Yes. Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing. Now then.
Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly.
There's another door. Let's try opening it. So.
Okay.
Ace, you.
Very.
Clover, you. Say something.
Okay.
All right then, let's get started.
The protagonist doesn't seem to be super trustworthy. Nah, he's just crafty. Thank you all for being here. Junpei? Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna save. When we pick up next week, we'll be able to finish this ending and maybe finish the game, honestly. And then I'll leave for 2 weeks and we'll come back for Nonary Game Sunday again, picking up with Virtue's Last Reward. So next week, we finish this. Yes, it was good to see you all as well. I was surprised that Pixie dropped by. Thank you for stopping by. You know, we will, I guess see where that leads to in the future. Yeah, it was nice. It was like, it kind of got me going for a moment. I was like, whoa, that was not expected, but yeah, thanks for stopping by, Pixie. Always appreciated. Yeah, thank you for the time that you did have me, and maybe I will return, maybe not. I'm kind of been busy, so it kind of depends, but we'll see. Nonary Game Sundays, I like the thing that we're doing. I already mentioned before, I want to play some Metroid Prime 2, so I got a GameCube adapter. And like for my, like using my controller on my PC so I can practice, and it doesn't work. I tried the things I was recommended, it did not work. So, we're gonna figure that out. Maybe I'll just figure it out with like a regular controller, and I'll get like the thing to just play my GameCube on here. Like plug it in and like view it through there, but that's all for a later time. I'll be back next week with more 999. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you next time.